My name is Polanca Pop, and I bring music, love, and inspiration to the world. As a kid, I grew up around a lot of musicians and artists and actors because of my mother being a successful entertainer in the Dominican Republic. She's a comedian, and I remember going with her to the rehearsals and being attracted to music instruments since I was very little. So I remember being maybe around 7 years old, and I would write poetry, and I remember getting like plastic tops and like drumsticks and just doing like a drum pattern and writing, you know, little poems. And I got my first guitar when I was 9, but I really took it serious when I was 14, that I taught myself how to play guitar, and I was like, oh my God, I can add melodies to my poems. And then it just kind of like, I started doing covers and writing my own songs, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. Yeah. It's very important because it's how you express, one of the ways that you can express how you feel and tell a story of yourself or others, friends that you might be inspired to write about. So yeah, I feel like it's very important. Well, if I'm collaborating with my team, Black Shadow, you know, Triton, who has been an amazing mentor to me. You know, we're in the studio and we listen to beats, and first we just come up with melodies, and then we just put words to those melodies. And if I'm writing by myself, I'm usually writing with my guitar, and it's very similar. I think of a melody and I play it, and then I just kind of go with the flow. Sometimes I might have an idea in mind, if it's a poem, for example, but usually, you know, the melody is what kind of sets the tone for the song, and the lyrics come after. I have to be by myself. Yeah, I like to be by myself when I write. You know, like my Zen zone. Wow. Everything, you know, but my emotions, how I feel, really is what drives me to write. If I feel moody, or if I'm in love or going through a heartbreak, that's really what pushes that emotion to come out, and, you know, think of melodies or lyrics, or, you know, maybe nature. I see like a beautiful tree and it inspires me, or another artist, you know. Well, you know, I feel like everybody is different, but I feel like it's important to singers to express what they feel, and for our audience, our fans, the people that support us, to be able to connect. That's very important. I would love to work with artists that that are, you know, talented and passionate, and, you know, they could be local as long as they have, you know, something to say, and they bring value to their craft. And of course I want to collaborate with, you know, mainstream artists that inspire me and have inspired me since I was little, of course. Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, obviously, we're all influenced by pop culture, I believe. So, you know, I grew up listening to Spanish music from Juan Luis Guerra to R&B like Destiny's Child, of course, and Christina Aguilera and Shakira. As I grew older, I got into like rock and, you know, like Nirvana and Alice in Chains and Led Zeppelin. And right now I've been listening to a lot of SZA. A lot of her. I love SZA. Yeah. Right now my music sound is very fun. It's very tropical, sexy, and it's going to continue to evolve. It's going to continue to evolve. You know, I just like to create music. You know, we're still molding and creating this new sound, and that's why we kind of like don't know what to say when they ask me like what's my genre, because it's like we're creating, you know, our own wave, Black Shadow, Polanca Pop. So my biggest challenge when writing is finding the right words to express what I want, what I feel, and what I want to express through the words. I guess that would be my biggest challenge, you know. And then the block comes and it's like frustrating, but thankfully, you know, I do have a team that supports me, and they're great. My favorite, well, right off the top of my head, like the first thing that came up was just being on stage and performing and seeing everybody's faces and just entertaining the crowd. I love that feeling. It's just the best. Oh my God, yeah. Even though right before I'm like super nervous and I always try to pray, you know, and keep it together, but once I'm there, it's like I don't want to get off. My advice is to believe in yourself, and it sounds really like I've heard this before, but really you must, because if you don't believe in yourself first, nobody will. And surround yourself with people that really truly believe in you and support you and inspire you to work on your craft and stay focused and elevate you, you know. Educate yourself, feed your mind with things that will help your craft and help you become better at it and the best that you can be. Hi, I'm Polanca Pop, and you're watching Stereo Always More Music.